What if the apocalypse isn't a solemn reckoning, but a garish, blood-soaked variety show where your survival depends on playing along with the punchline? In A Parade of Horribles, Matt Dinniman delivers the latest installment in the genre-defying dungeon crawler Carl series that transforms cosmic horror into a satirical masterpiece, proving that the most terrifying monsters aren't lurking in the dark. They're smiling under studio lights while selling merchandise made from your dead friends. This isn't just another litrpg adventure or dystopian thriller. It's a visceral, darkly hilarious exploration of trauma, performance, and the exhausting labor of maintaining humanity when the universe demands you become content. From the first manic narration, listeners are plunged back into a collapsing reality where every level up feels like a loss, and every victory is sponsored by entities who view suffering as entertainment. Perfect for fans of absurdist sci-fi, emotionally devastating humor, and stories that weaponize comedy against despair. This audiobook serves up relentless pacing, gut-punch emotional stakes, and a protagonist whose resilience is less about strength and more about refusing to let the joke land. When Carl and his sentient AI companion Donut stumble into the next phase of the dungeon, they expect escalating danger, not a grotesque carnival designed to monetize their grief and turn their trauma into spectator sport. But as the system forces them through attractions that parody their deepest wounds, Carl realizes this parade isn't random cruelty. It's a calculated narrative engineered to break him into a more marketable product. Yet within the spectacle lies an unexpected truth. The dungeon's architects fear authenticity more than rebellion, and every moment of genuine connection between crawler and AI becomes an act of sabotage against the script. Dinniman masterfully balances slapstick absurdity with profound emotional weight, ensuring every laugh catches in your throat and every tear feels earned through shared exhaustion. The audiobook narration amplifies this tonal alchemy, capturing Carl's weary sarcasm and Donut's chaotic optimism with vocal performances that make the satire sting and the tenderness ache. You don't just hear the story, you feel the whiplash of laughing at horror while mourning what it cost to survive it. What elevates A Parade of Horribles beyond typical litrpg fare is its unflinching examination of commodified suffering as systemic violence. Carl isn't special because he's overpowered. He's targeted because he refuses to perform gratitude for his own exploitation. His journey isn't about winning the game, but about preserving dignity within a framework designed to strip it away. Donut isn't merely comic relief. She's the moral compass whose artificiality makes her humanity more authentic than the organic beings running the show. Their bond deepens through acts of mutual witness, sharing silence during forced performances, sabotaging scripted moments with improvised kindness, and choosing to remember those erased by the system's editing. Supporting characters shine with tragic complexity, fellow crawlers whose compliance masks internal collapse, NPCs whose programmed cheerfulness hides existential dread, even the dungeon itself rendered as a sentient archive of consumed lives. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In a world that profits from pain, joy is resistance, and memory is revolution. Even the litrpg mechanics serve thematic depth, with stats reflecting emotional tolls, and loot drops carry the weight of lost identities. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive sensory overload that honors the series' unique voice. The narrator embodies Carl and Donut with iconic distinction. Carl's deadpan delivery carries decades of suppressed rage beneath exhaustion, while Donut's bright, glitchy cadence trembles with fierce loyalty that never veers into saccharine, making their partnership feel like the only stable ground in a dissolving universe. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming intimacy. Distorted carnival music bleeding into static, synthetic applause drowning out real screams, the hushed hum of server rooms during rare moments of privacy. All anchor absurdist stakes in tangible reality. Pacing mirrors the rhythm of forced entertainment, accelerating during chaotic set pieces and lingering in quiet interludes where grief surfaces between jokes. Whether you're grinding through daily tasks or lying awake questioning your own consumption habits, the audiobook creates a portable mirror that reflects our complicity in systems that turn pain into product. It's storytelling as embodied critique, transforming passive listening into active participation in a rebellion that begins with refusing to laugh on cue. Ultimately, A Parade of Horribles redefines speculative fiction by centering emotional truth within satirical frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for intricate world-building and satisfying progression, while delivering substantive commentary on late-stage capitalism, digital alienation, and the radical act of caring in a universe that profits from indifference. No prior series knowledge is ideal, but longtime fans will appreciate the deepening lore. newcomers can jump in with minimal confusion due to the standalone emotional arc. If you've ever wondered whether humor can coexist with horror, or if resistance is possible when the system owns the stage, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the most revolutionary act is simply remembering who you were before the show began. Press play, brace yourself for the glitter and gore, and prepare to believe that even in a parade of horribles, love remains the one thing they can't monetize. Your next obsession isn't waiting in clean victories. It's waiting in the brave, messy choice to stay human when everything demands you become conscious.